Hello viewers, this is Major General Neelendra Kumar for the YouTube channel Lex Consilium Foundation, here in conversation for the playlist in Similie, talking to the National Teachers Award winner, Principal Nalini ArulRaj of Somerville, Noida, and she has more than 3,700 students right from junior, from prep to class 12, and a very reputed school. Now, I would like to know from you that how do you see the new education policy, and what would you flag as its positive sort of strong points?
At the Balvatika level, that is in the inception stage,
yes,
that is very good. Very good, because they've cut down, they've divided the syllabus of, made the children, 3 plus, 4 plus, 5 plus, 6 plus, and that is the correct, positive way to go about it. Children get a strong foundation, and they are able to come to school, want to come to school, and they're learning at their own pace. At the senior level, I'm not very sure about this this 2 board examinations for class 10 and a thing, because I think we are diluting the education system. Because I don't know, are we doing justice to the education by giving children a choice to appear for this one and not appear for this one? Then we're turning out incompetent children, and not of the high. So certain parts of it are very good, but certain parts of it I don't disagree.
The result is yet to be seen.
So we can't see.
The success is yet to be seen.
Absolutely.
But as you have said that you are confident and you are appreciative
of the
aspect that is there for the junior classes.
Yes.
Now my next question is, partially you have already answered it. This is with regard to the stream allocation. Now basically, what is your approach after class 10, when a student has to go, whether he should go to humanities, commerce, or the science or biology? So what is the yardstick that you follow, and can you explain that for, because many of our parents would like to know about this.
Yes. Now see, right in the beginning, we trust our school examination system completely.
Okay.
Meaning, what the teachers have been teaching these children over the years. So when they are going to have this pre-board 1 or pre-board 2, they know that what these children score, because the questions that they give them, which they're testing them before the board examination, are the authentic judgment or a authentic scale on which our children will do a good job. So then we take into account the pre-board 1 is the testing time. Pre-board 2 is what we take into account when we give the children their stream allocation. So I base it completely on my pre-board 2. Then, and here it is, you can make out by the time that the children have an aptitude for science. If we take together the maths and the science marks, aggregate must be good. In addition to that, I also take into account the total aggregate. If the child is doing well in maths and science, now that means the child can manage with science.
Yes.
Okay. Commerce, I keep in mind the maths marks, but I also say take the aggregate. After the science stream, I take into account the rest of the children who have done well and give them the commerce group. The rest of them, those children who have not done fared well in maths. See, accountancy is maths based, economics is maths based, maths is maths based. I can't take children who have failed in maths into the commerce or into science. I give them an option and say, and they've done well in social studies, I've given them a choice of humanities. Do well, you can go sit for the law examination, you can sit for, go into the design, you can go into UPSC. All these are open to everybody, and especially to the humanities group. This is how we do our allocation.
Now, this criteria that you just indicated, it appears quite reasonable. But does it work, or there are a lot of parents still who approach you?
Lots of them. Everybody I told you has got a science. They all want their children to take science because I think they want to tell their neighbors, their friends, their relations, मेरा बेटा science कर रहा है. That's all. मेरा बेटा इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा है, मेरा बेटा डॉक्टर कर रहा है.
More of
कॉमर्स
a
का तो
prestige.
आई कीप ऑन टेलिंग देम, कॉमर्स में बैंक में जाओ, कितना पैसा तुम लोग कमाओगे. व्हाट इंजीनियर को तो तुम्हें 10,000 मिलेगा, उधर तुम्हें स्टार्टिंग में 40-50,000 ही मिलेगा. आई कीप ऑन टेलिंग देम. बट पेरेंट्स that narrow, they're wearing blinkers. They want science, engineering. Good,
So
doctor.
usually you have difficulty, or if I
Convincing
can
the
say, tough
parents.
time in convincing the
This,
parents.
this period of time is the most difficult time of my whole year. This is
Okay.
when the children are
Now
going to
maybe
class
that
11.
your long experience comes in handy for
I
you
hope
to
so.
yes, handle those situations. And with that we move to the next question, is that you have mostly been associated with private institutions. You were with the Mount St. Mary's and otherwise. But now, having been head of this institution for over 2 decades, what are your legitimate expectations from the government towards the private schools?
See, the private schools are doing a wonderful job.
Okay.
We are taking in children, we are educating them, and we are producing good human beings, good citizens of this country. We expect the government to support us. We're not asking them to give us any,
When
aid
you say
or
you
benefit.
expect government to support you, in
Okay.
terms of support, in terms of?
Support in terms of, like for example, now, we run the school. Our school, as you have seen, is a decent school.
Yes.
Decent school. Many a times they want us to close down for, a certain winter or thing. Days are wasted for us. See, this school, the children are not going to feel the cold. The children are not going to feel the rain. You must allow the children to come to school. Let the school also run at its own pace. Sometimes when the government tells us that you have to close the school, this online is not such a great idea. How many children have laptops? How many children have more than one phone? Much of our days gets lost. So we want.
Primarily, you have indicated that this closure of the schools due to temperature or some other rains, etc., should not be thrust upon the private schools.
Should be left to the
discretion and decision
of the school.
Of the school.
We know the well-being of our children. We are not going to put them at any kind of a risk. And to complete your syllabus, we are fighting against so much of odds.
That's a challenge by
That's
itself.
a real challenge by itself. So that is one of the major things that we've had a
Would
problem
expect
with
from
over
from the authorities.
Absolutely.
From the authorities. And another thing that comes to my mind is that say in a place like Noida, which is in a way is a sort of education hub,
Yes.
has appeared. Do you think that interaction amongst the schools and a close cooperation is helpful to promote the cause of education?
Of course, definitely.
Can you explain this?
See, we have a CBSE group.
Yes.
So principals group.
Yes.
So we exchange notes on that.
Okay.
On this thing. So if somebody is doing very well, we appreciate their efforts, and maybe some of their practices we could also adopt.
You find useful suggestions
Oh yes,
coming?
very useful. And it's
Can you
nice.
give an illustration?
For example, now many schools invite us for various Fit India programs, etc. So it's nice to have a place to go to where it's an open a challenge area where our children can also participate.
The exchange of ideas does good?
Yes, very good. It is in all fields, whether it's academics, whether it is in sports, whether it is like we all visit
Yes.
other schools for debates. We go to schools for you can see the number of trophies I have
Does
in my
it happen
office.
at the level of principal? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
We can communicate with each other, and at one time we all had a smaller group where we were known as the Progressive Principals Association.
Okay.
So we exchange, we meet, we talk, and we.
So you look at each other as sort of friends in journey and not as
competitors,
rivals.
not at all, not at all.
Okay.
Each one has their own,
Sort of area to
of
operate.
area of excellence. So we let everybody do their
There's no
own bit.
rivalry.
Of course, rivalry, only healthy rivalry will keep us afloat. So yes, we were the 4 oldest schools. The APJ was the oldest school, then Cambridge, Delhi Public School and Somerville School. We were the 4 oldest schools in Noida. Okay, now we've survived. We're doing quite well. Hundreds of new air-conditioned schools have come into being. We've also adapted ourselves and kept pace with them, and we've held our own. So I'm quite happy.
Thank you very much, Nalini. It's been wonderful talking to you, and I have no doubt that the parents, the authorities, as well as the students would benefit from this interaction. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nilendra, for having me. Okay.